How's it going, everybody? Texas Man here. I hope you guys are all having a fabulous day. Please give this video a thumbs up if you guys really enjoy it. Subscribe if you guys have not already. Also, please do me the biggest favor of all. Hit the bell notification button so you guys don't miss out on future videos or streams here on my channel. Also, please head over to Twitch. Follow me there at Douglas447. I stream there at least once a week, whether it be for Call of Duty, Battlefield, Halo, Destiny, or anything else you guys suggest for me to stream. And as always, guys, we're going to be talking about positives and negatives, and we're talking about the movie from 2000 called Titan AE. And this movie is about 90 minutes, and it has the great voice acting of Matt Damon, who starred in the Bourne movies. And if you guys don't know what the plot is, basically tells the story of a young man, Kale, and his adventures to survive Earth's destruction, defeat these evil aliens called the Dree, and find a new home planet for humankind. Uh, I know there's a lot of people that have seen this movie in the past 20, 21 years, and it's a very divisive movie. There's a lot of people that really hate it, or there's a lot of people that think it's like a 10 out of 10, it's a masterpiece of a movie, and there's nothing wrong with it. Um, I enjoy this movie. I don't necessarily hate it. I don't think it's garbage. I don't consider it to be like on the 1 to 2 scale that some people have given it. I also don't think that this movie is, without its flaws. It's not a true masterpiece. It's not a 10 out of 10. Um, I enjoy this movie for what it was, what it is, and the fact that, this is one of the early movies that was using 2D animation. It shows, and I think they did a great job with what technology was available at the time. This is a great science fiction classic, and for the time, this movie is a technological marvel, especially for this movie being out in 2000. You know, I just rewatched it to do the review, and I was watching with people that have never seen it, and they're like, this is kind of old looking. I'm like, yeah, it's 21 years old. But that's what was available, and that's what was pioneering technology for movie making at the time. We look now at movies and we're like, ooh, 4K, ooh, 8K, and Ultra HD, and I'm like, these things are great, but I'm like, we had to have the stepping stones of 2D and 3D animation to get to 4K and 8K and Ultra HD, and without all that stuff, we wouldn't be at the point of technology that we are today. And I think a lot of people, especially critics, forget that like you have to look at the stepping stones, the milestones of technology to appreciate what we have. A lot of people take for granted the technology that we have, and they don't realize, hey, 20, 30 years ago, this is what was being done. And I think people miss the steps that it takes to get to the technology level that we're at, that we appreciate and take for granted. And I hope people will appreciate this movie and realize that things like, you know, Avatar, Jurassic Park, World, Harry Potter, The Lord of the Rings, things of those big blockbuster things, the Marvel movies, the DC movies, Star Wars, Star Trek, a lot of that stuff, those big budget movies, wouldn't exist if it wasn't for films like Titan AE and their pushing pioneer technology of 2D animation. This is a great movie for children, for all children. And it's going to be great for about half of the adult audience that ends up watching this. This is going to be great for people that really aren't all into just, pure action and horror. This movie has a little bit of everything for everybody. I'm happy about that. This movie is also very memorable. I always enjoy watching the movie, especially the opening and the closing scenes. They're really great. Uh, Watching this movie and owning it is going to be based on your own personal love on 2D animation and sci-fi. If you're not into the 2D animation and you don't like sci-fi, this movie won't impress you. You're not going to enjoy it as much. But for me, I enjoy sci-fi a lot, and I still enjoy it. And I appreciate what it was trying to do with the 2D animation for the time. This honestly, guys, is just a true gem that's vastly original and it's really fun. Negatives, there are a few I do want to address. Like I said, this isn't a 10 out of 10 in my book. First of all, there are some film elements in the movie that are very similar to Atlantis, The Lost Empire, and the movie Battle for Terra. Yes, these movies came out afterwards, but you know, they have some very similar elements to it. So if you've seen those types of movies, there's going to be elements that you've already seen, and you're going to be like, okay, I've seen this before. Just realize this movie did it before them. The soundtrack really doesn't fit the tone in the movie. I don't know why they had to go with this like hard rock and metal style music soundtrack for this movie. It doesn't mesh well with what's happening on screen. There are some moments that are predictable, and there's some moments that just drag on. And I'm just like, okay, you're really just squeezing out the runtime because you really don't have anything to fill for like 5 to 10 minutes. And I kind of wish they would have done something a little more interesting involving the plot. And honestly, guys, I really wish there was a sequel. Like, the ending of this movie is not bad, but it leaves a lot to be desired, and there's a lot of questions that still remain unanswered that I would like to be answered in a sequel. So overall, guys, I'm going to give Titan AE an 8 out of 10. Thank you guys so much for watching. You guys have a great day. If you guys have seen this movie, please let me know. Do you guys like it, hate it, or are you guys in the middle, kind of like with me, giving it an 8 out of 10? And I encourage you guys, check this movie out. It's definitely worth watching at least once just to say that you've seen it, and you can, talk among your social groups that, I've seen this movie, and it'll give you something to talk about. Thank you guys for watching. You guys have a good one.